Yo, welcome to the show. Glad to be here another day with you all.
Church. It's a whole fact.
Mojo and I are holding it down today. Man, we're actually glad to be joining you all today. Things have been getting a little spicy.
Yeah. Spicy
dicey. I do want to say before we start, rest in peace to Lamont Dozier. He was, in my eyes, a great songwriter. He passed away a few days ago, Lamont Dozier. He was a writer from Motown, wrote for a lot of people in the industry. He even wrote for himself. He has a pretty great catalog of music. So rest in peace, Lamont Dozier.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, I guess we can get right down into it. We hope everybody's having a great, blessed day today. If you're watching this, you have made it. We are still kicking it in this world.
Yeah, God got plans for you if you're still here.
We're still kicking it. Let's see, we want to kick it off. We'll start off light into it. So Amazon, well, although this has been in the works for a while now, Amazon has finally did the rollout to their Amazon One. It's basically Amazon has created a palm reader. Basically, that's kind of what it is. So what it says on their website, it says, we created Amazon One to put the power in your hands and help you move seamlessly throughout your day.
Literally.
So basically, all you have to do is just scan your palm, enter your mobile number, and provide a credit card and a merchant membership number. And you use it, and you're able to go into grocery stores. Their stores out in San Francisco are already rolling this out for you to use.
Now, what does that say? It says your palm, your choice. So
yeah.
When I first heard about this, I thought they were implementing a chip in your hand to scan over the scan readers at the Amazon stores, which is not the case. It's actually a palm reader, literally as it is. You stick your hand in there and they put your palm in a cloud. That's how they store your palm significance in a cloud. And it also says here where it says your palm, your choice. The first thing it says is, what is this? You are in control. The next line it says no two palms are alike. And then the last line says, what is it? Truly contactless interaction. But it's biometrics though.
Yeah. It's biometrics.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people think that they have to put something in their hand. No, actually, they just want to scan this right here. As she said, use biometrics, scan this right here. And then wherever you go, the imprints and the indents on your hand will be basically carried with you. And if you don't believe in that, then there's a lot of movies that you can watch where you'll see a lot of serial killers and hitmen.
But that's still strong, even though it's not a chip being, paste into your skin. That's still pretty strong. Like they're inching to it. I'm waving my palm, and you basically still have all my data is right here.
It'd be 745. Here you go right there.
Yeah, that's.
Say what you need off Amazon, man. Listen, I got Amazon Prime. Hold on, man. Let me get that for you real quick. No, I think it's crazy. Like we spoke earlier, I think it's just an easier way for them to. They're not going to do anything out the gate. So they have to brace you. You know what I'm saying? They have to slowly bring you along. They show it to us in movies. Then they start to implement things throughout society, mess with the ecosystem a little bit just to see how it works against people, see the reaction, treat us like ants, throw things in there to see how the ant power react. That's what they're doing right now. We're going to start doing, biometric hand and palm reading to see how to.
It's just like what they did in Nigeria. They cut 73 million mobile users' phone because they didn't sign up for the biometrics.
Absolutely.
So they want people to sign up for this biometrics, especially they're getting it kicked off in Nigeria. They cut their service. They were not able to make any type of phone calls due to them not signing up for the biometrics and getting their SIM card registered.
And it's funny that you speak about that because Nigeria and a lot of other those places are a lot of the places that have already adapted the 6G.
Oh, so it's been fully adapted to 6G.
6G is already out here in these streets. Okay. Now, the forehead and the palm implementation has not, but 6G, the service itself, is already being placed in countries right now. Yeah. Lower level countries like Nigeria and places like that, so they can test it and see how it works out on people like us in America, because there's a lot of us in America, in China, and other countries like that.
But so it's more over there in like Nigeria.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if they can get they start the plans in other countries. If they can get the other countries that's, much more higher populated than us to comply with certain things, and they know they have us wrapped up in the bud.
Because even though we have the right to bear arms and, protect ourselves against all, threats, foreign and domestic, so that means overseas and here in our own land, they do have ways to make it work on us. Simple as this: biometric hand scanning for Amazon. Next thing you know, it'll be biometric hand scanning for Best Buy, Walmart, Target, so forth and so forth. Next thing you know, you can't go in a grocery store without a biometric scan. Just like at one point in time, remember they said they were going to start implementing thermal scanners in stores, in grocery stores, to check your body temperature to see if you got COVID.
And now, now they have
prepare you.
FDA approves world's first pill with embedded sensor. So this is pretty cool. Wait a
minute. So they approved the first pill with an embedded sensor.
Yeah, but this is old though.
That's why I said they approved.
Yeah, this ain't
that they just started. they just approved it. They've been working on this for a while, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. But no. What I was getting to is I was getting ready to say is that this article is actually from 2017. So it's like basically the U.S. and Food Drug Administration has approved a digital prescription pill with an embedded sensor that detects when it is taken. So you can prescribe a patient medication, but you can't make them take it, is basically what they are saying. And this pill is basically tracking that. Are you taking your medication? Basically, they're saying patients compliant has always been an issue in healthcare, and one that digital health technologies such as wearables have tried to address. So, a digital tracking pill.
I believe,
and it's a full article. I'm not going to get into it, but you all can look into it if you want. I just want to do that as a quick little throw out there.
So speaking of this, I was on Facebook this morning and I noticed that Apple has a little chip or a little tracker thing, right? It's about yay big. You can place them on your items so you can always be able to track it, right? Like your phone, purse, wallet, things of that nature. A woman was smart enough to find a little plastic, some type of plastic, where she made it into a band. And she put the little chip reader in the band and she wrapped the band around a child's leg for when they go to school for the first day. So it won't be on their arm, so it's noticeable.
And it was able to track.
So she is able to track her child and make sure that, if anything happens, I can always track my child. I said, well, that's a good idea. However, like you just said, so they can track it. I wonder how far they've gone with this idea, which obviously they've gone pretty far as they've got self-tracking pills.
Yeah, now, and I think this pill, and not to cut you off, but to have this, I doubt that this pill is just to track if you're taking medications. I'm pretty sure this pill can give you a full scan of what's going on in your body.
Possibly your thoughts.
All types of things. So, and this is an old article. This is an article from 2017. I haven't saw this being promoted anywhere. I mean, if this was such a miraculous thing that will make you remember to take your medication, you would think that there would be campaigns ran everywhere for it.
Yeah.
But hey.
And also to know that they've been doing this, I'll give you an example. For the longest time, you've been able to go and get your dog chipped.
Yes.
As a pet owner, I know.
Yeah.
So all the times you got your dog chipped, now they want to get you chipped.
That's it.
That's all.
They tested it with the dog.
I tell you, baby steps. They gotta work this out on you. I can't just come out and say I need to chip you, but I need to let you start chipping your pets and your animals for about a good 5-6 years, and then let you know, hey, we got embedded codes with our pills nowadays. Come on down, and they help you learn to take your medicine more often. Things of that nature.
Yeah. Okay. So what else we got? Another cool topic that I came across, life after death. Researchers bring back to life vital organs of pigs 1 hour after the animals have died. So in experiments described stunning by experts, scientists were able to bring back to life vital organs of the pigs 1 hour after the animals died. The research, according to the journal Nature, challenges the idea that cardiac death, which occurs when blood circulation and oxygenation stops, is irreversible and raises ethical questions about the definition of life or death. And so I'm not going to get into the full article of that, but you all can feel free to look that up. But basically, scientists were able to get the hearts pumping of pigs after 1 hour after they died. Blood got back flowing and everything.
it's, again, they have to do things in an orderly fashion because they can't just come out and start testing things out on you. But common sense to my people out there, because 85% deaf, dumb, and the blind. Let's talk to the 15%. Common sense out there would say that if they're going to be able to bring a pig back to life by revitalizing the heart organ an hour after it already passed away, so no blood's pumping in it, no nothing, yet this organ is able to get back to pumping full scale.
Check this out. Okay, I did find two meaty good lines in here.
Okay.
It says, okay. So basically, according to the journal, yada, 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 on a local farm breeder, they monitored them for 3 days before sedating them, putting them on a ventilator and inducing cardiac arrest by delivering a shock to their hearts. After confirming a lack of pulse, they removed the animals from the ventilators. 1 hour after the pigs died, they restarted the ventilators and anesthesia. Some of the pigs were then attached to the Organ X system. Others received no treatment or were hooked up to a membrane oxygenation ECMO machine, which some hospitals use in a last-ditch effort to supply oxygen to and remove carbon dioxide from the body.
Okay.
So after 6 hours, the researchers noticed the circulation had restarted much more effectively in pigs that received the Organ X solution than in those that received the ECMO or no treatment. Oxygen had begun flowing to tissues all over the bodies of the Organ X animals, and a heart scan detected some electrical activity and contraction. But the heart had not fully restarted, and it's unclear what exactly it was doing in those animals, says.
So,
and they also noticed the organs produce much more of a protein called albumin than did the livers of the pigs in the other groups. So basically, and cells in each of the vital organs of the Organ X pigs responded to glucose much more than did the animals in the other groups.
That's wild.
That's extremely wild.
So from what I know, I don't know much about doctorism or science or anything like that, but from what I know, when you pass away, a lot of your vital organs are still alive for like a good 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and chomp 30 minutes off that hour that they're talking about. Now, it looks like they've introduced some new technology with this ECMO and stuff like that. So,
and Organ X and stuff like that.
And Organ X and things like that.
Yeah.
Other words, be on the lookout for when you go to the hospital and have these treatments, and also be on the lookout for people who are having vital organs replaced. Because what they're going to say is that they're going to use this to try to help people get off the organ donor list by revitalizing dead organs and giving them to the living. Is what what I think they would start to get at. Because that could be the only reason why you would be trying to bring back living organisms or dead organisms vital parts, because you want to start to disperse those vital parts and get people away from the black market, kidnapping, and all that other stuff they're doing to actually get these organs and get these people organs. Or
that too. And to add on to what you're saying, maybe if we can still keep the body alive, we can put a chip in somebody or give them a new brain, and then you got the body again.
Bring them back to life.
That's some.
I seen the thing this weekend. Let's go ahead and talk about it before we go on. Let's talk about it. Since we here, let's talk about it. I seen a video this weekend about, I seen shouts out to him, a Joe Rogan video where they were talking about the big theory or the big conspiracy behind Adolf Hitler. They were talking about they believe he died, but they're storing his body somewhere and they're just waiting to revitalize it and bring him back to life.
Pause. Hold on. Wait a second. Exactly what you're talking about.
I wasn't going no further.
There's a movie called Boys in Brazil that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
And with Hitler, Hitler's doctor basically preserved his blood.
Yes,
because Hitler said that basically, hey, we continue to store our race. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we're going to do that. So what the doctor did was he wanted to reenact Hitler's life. They had an adoption agency.
Yep.
And they chose specific families. Yep. Like you had to be a certain age because they want to reenact Hitler's life, how he grew up. You know what I mean?
Supreme race.
And they also, so what they did was the doctor basically they cloned Hitler.
Yeah, they made the child go through the trials and tribulations that he did when he was a kid.
And how they did that was they took the mother, like while she was pregnant, they took the eggs out the fallopian tube. Mm-hmm. They got rid of the nucleus and got rid of the DNA that was already inside, and used the donor's DNA and inserted it, basically gave it a new nucleus, put that back inside the egg, and then put the egg back inside the fallopian tubes. And all of a sudden, this doctor put a hit out on people in all different countries. And come to find out, he wanted to put a hit out of the men of the father of the clone boys. He also injected blue eye dye in there. As a matter of fact, you all can look this up. There was an experiment when kids were being injected with blue eye dye in their eyes. So basically, these clone kids, they look the same. They had black, dark brown hair, blue eyes, and they all were like artsy, like they did art and all types of things. So they were experimenting with these kids. So that lets you know that you can clone somebody.
No, absolutely. They were where they were and probably still are trying to reincarnate Hitler. And it's not just for the supreme being situation that it was. A lot of people believe that Hitler was a Nephilim. So they believe that, his blood wasn't just the supreme blood because of his thoughts and his beliefs. They really believe that he had superior blood from the fallen angels or the giants from back in the day, which were in ancient Rome and things like that. They really think he comes from that bloodline. The bloodline that's still running in Queen of England and Great Britain right now to this day. They really believe that Hitler had that blood in him. And it was the natural, not no fake or anything like that. They really believe that Hitler has the original bloodline. Now, whether they're still keeping that body held or not, I don't know. But you see a lot of cartoons like Family Guy, Futurama, and things like that, where they've always got these heads in these floating jars. Even what was his name? Not Marilyn Manson, but one of those serial killers. They used to hold body parts and body organs in jars.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Why? Why are they doing this? Because they're hoping that some technology is going to come along someday where they can revitalize that person who once was.
And there was a myth going around, conspiracy going around that what was his name? Manson had been Charles Manson had been experimented on with MK Ultra.
Yes.
And that's how he turned out
to be the way he was
and start these cults and start these killings. As a matter of fact, MK Ultra has been started on a number amount of people. And
I just seen a thing the other day where people were saying they believe a lot of the school shootings are due to MK Ultra. Don't Alex Jones me. I ain't saying this is confirmed nor denied. It's opinion. I don't know. This is a research show. That's what we do here. This is research.
So U.S. life insurance companies have reported an overwhelming and unexplainable 40% increase in all-cause deaths among 18 through 49-year-olds, along with an increase in medical diagnoses such as miscarriages and Bell's palsy. So in 2021, they found there were an alarming increase compared to the previous 5 years. So basically in 2021 alone, these life insurance companies compared this death data, to about 5 years ago. And what they found out is that there was a 270 increase in myocardial infarction, 300% increase in Bell's palsy, 470% increase in pulmonary embolism, blood clots to the heart and lungs, 300% increase in cancer, basically 38,000 cases per year to 120,000 cases in the first 11 months of 2021. Now, all of this basically mysteriously started happening quite frequently in 2021. And we're not going to make any assumptions or anything, but if this is pretty interesting data to me because life insurance, the U.S. life insurance companies is coming out with this data, not the hospitals, but the life insurance companies. So that's something.
Well, why would the hospitals come out with this data? They need to say that everyone died from woohoo so they can get a bigger check. Last time I checked, I think it was like 100,000 per person that dies of the woohoo. So
they're not saying that the people.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is the life insurance company.
Yes.
They're going to give you exactly why you died. The hospital going to say you died of anything to cut that check is what I'm saying.
No, but you just said that the hospital is going to say it was the woohoo.
The hospital is saying that it's woohoo, but they are taking the actual report and putting it out as what it is because they're not going to pay.
Right. From what though?
That's what I'm saying. From what they're listing on
right.
List.
From what? What was the cause of it? Well, all of a sudden, all
That's
of a
what I'm
sudden,
saying. The list on there that they listed, those were the things that they listed for the cause of death. But the hospital,
correct. But what I'm saying to you, you're not wrong at all. That you're right. I'm trying to get you to push further. What is causing this?
Oh, we know.
That's what.
Hey, like I said, you know,
you know what I mean. That's the point. They're like, wait a second, you know what I mean. So,
but no, I mean, you know,
and if you go further, I just didn't read the whole article, but if you go further, you know,
there's a bigger picture agenda for 2030. Is what it says.
They're all, you know, it all got to do with all different types of woohoos, and
they got ages and everything like that. Like they got 2-year-olds and everything, ages 2 and everything. Like this is real out here. Yeah. Goats, can you scroll back up there? One of those last two, I do want to put some validation on to the symptoms. So the increase in cancer.
300%.
Yeah, 300%. Going from 34,000 to 120,000. That actually makes perfect sense in 2021. The only reason why is because they say cancer. So notice they're not saying what kind of cancer.
Cancer in general.
In general. Now, I've known 4 people to catch cancer in the last year.
Wow.
2 of the same type of cancers, 2 lung cancers, and then 2 of other types of cancers.
But it's still cancer, though.
Yes, cancer.
So it's like it's crazy how they break down the cancer. Like you got like if you look at the definition of a cancer is basically like.
It's a virus.
Yeah, it's gonna be the virus in your body. So it doesn't matter if it's in your nose. I got an infection here. I got an infection here. It's a cancer there.
It matters.
No, it does matter.
No.
Yeah.
I'm with you. What I'm saying is, what I'm getting at is, I'm trying to categorize it because it matters to me because of the time frame. So 2021, that's coming off of 2020. What was happening in 2020? People were in a pandemic. They were quarantined. People were stuck at home. So most people who were smokers, like me, you smoked more. Smoked more weed, you smoked more cigarettes because you were stuck at home. You had nothing to do. So you smoked more. You drank more liver. You partied more, far as staying at home and things like that. You ate more. And the food that you were eating weren't natural at that time. A lot of it should have been natural because we were quarantined. We were in a pandemic. It should have been natural, but we were still shopping at the store. So a lot of people weren't growing their own food and things like that. So we were buying food out of the grocery stores and things like that. A lot of food that causes cancer.
Yeah, so they say blood clots, miscarriages, infertility, and cancer.
And infertility is another one that makes sense.
Yeah, but and they say all
actually,
this.
Wait a minute.
All this.
I need them to get specific. Who's getting infertile? Is it men or is it women?
I'm pretty sure it's down here.
Because I feel like the infertility in men is going through the roof for nowadays. I'm sorry. Like it's through the roof. And fellas, let me be honest with you.
But I think it's more than just people being quarantined.
No. I'm saying these are things that led to it. Like with people being quarantined, they had lesser access to food. So the foods that they had, they were eating. You know what I'm saying? They had less time. They had more time on their hands, but they didn't have much to do because you were stuck in the house. So people who were smoking, you smoked more. People who were drinking, you drank more. You know, if you had
but if you got a woohoo, that basically these are symptoms of the woohoo.
Oh, absolutely. No,
you know what I'm saying? Bell's palsy. That's not due to you staying in the house all the time.
No. That's why I said specific ones. That's why I said we're talking cancer and things of that nature. That I believe could be somewhat, not a lot. Let's just say.
But we're dealing with a woohoo who we haven't had enough research on. You know, usually research takes like 10 years, and how it got expedited and approved. Now basically. We're basically to see these macro studies on effects of it. And I'm not saying everything is due to the woohoo, but it's mighty awful strange. All these miscarriages are starting to happen. You know, all different stuff, just surrounding it.
And listen to what you said. You're not saying it's because of the woohoo. Let's talk about what they're using to fight the woohoo.
Yeah, but
No, I know that. I'm just saying. And then we're talking about infertility.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Talking about Bell's palsy, which was the first symptom that when it first popped off, that was the very first symptom people came out with was Bell's palsy. Mm-hmm. Things like that.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Pay attention. We can't get too much into it, but pay attention. Y'all know what we're talking about.
Oh, for sure. I do want to touch on this. Well, before we do that, I'm going to do a quick rundown. The entire Japanese government has resigned.
Yeah, they should. They weren't doing a good job no way. I wish our government would resign.
That's not good to me and my eyes, because this is not the first time a government has resigned. Come on, look what happened in the UK, Sri Lanka.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's starting to be a domino effect.
Yes, it is.
But that's an article you all can look into. The entire Japanese government has resigned.
And it's not that they resigned. You need to start looking, and we need to, as people, we need to start asking why.
Yeah.
Why did they resign?
Yeah.
Why did Sri Lanka resign? Why are these governments walking away? Then we talk about some prime minister step down or something like that. Why are they doing this?
He has to step down. Yeah.
Why are they doing this?
Let's see what we got. Spain bans AC below. Spain bans setting the AC below 27 degrees Celsius. Due to the gas shortages and all that. Basically 80 degrees. I should have said 80 degrees. Spain bans setting your AC below 80 degrees. So you have to set it 80 degrees or higher. Out in Germany, the city turns off the hot water. You're being limited to hot water out there in Germany. There has been flooding going on, serious flooding going on. You have flooding, in St. Louis, Kentucky, flooding in Las Vegas, more flooding getting ready to hit Las Vegas, flooding, you just said, New York, flooding in South Korea and mudslides and all of that.
Yes.
And it's interesting. We're having all this flooding and we're like in the middle of a drought.
You said it, not me.
But let's move on. No. We're short on time. Let's move on.
Came out talking about that we don't control the weather, but we control the weather. You know what I'm talking about? You see that?
No, I didn't see that.
I'm gonna send it to you after. The dude came out saying we don't control the weather, but we are in control of the weather. Like, what does that mean? Help me out, man. Help me help you.
Let's see.
But it's funny. Like, you're right. There is a lot of,
and we're in the middle,
and we're in the middle of a drought.
Literally, we're in the middle of a drought.
A few months ago, California fires were on. Forest fires were happening.
Listen,
now you got houses being flooded.
Listen, overseas there's a drought. Over here there's a drought. We're talking about water drought. Rivers going
disappearing.
Low. But we're having these mysterious floods everywhere.
I remember at one point they thought it was going to hit the dam. And all of a sudden, we got a mysterious influx of rain all over the place. Not just in America, all over the world.
Texas governor is still busing immigrants to New York and DC, and people are starting to get upset about it. So far, they say he's bused over 6,000 immigrants.
Talk about Governor Abbott.
Yeah, between New York and DC. And that's the governor of Texas.
I don't know how I feel about him, but I feel like he got a little Trump in him. He be on some gangster stuff sometimes. Like, dude be tripping. Like, he straight up told them folks that if you want them, you can have them. So if you want the immigrants in this country, you want me to ban my policy to stop the illegals from coming across the border. When they come over here, I'm gonna send them to you. And we laughed and, thought it was a joke and everybody ran away with it. But he done sent 6,000 immigrants up to Washington. So he was serious. I'm just saying, man, that's something to keep your eye on too as well.
Taiwan rejects China's one country, two system plan for the island.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Taiwan rejected Chinese proposal of one country, two systems to reunite the disputed island with the Chinese mainland.
That would be like us telling Mexico we're going to go to one country and two systems. So Mexico now will be a part of the United States, but you can still run your politics the way you want to run it and do whatever you need to do to work for your economic system and things like that, or go for your.
Yeah, but they still want the straight. You know what I mean? They won't. You know what I mean?
Oh, they want their money still. No doubt.
House set to pass Inflation Reduction Act. I want to talk about this climate bill. We can touch on it shortly. We got a few minutes and then we definitely got to get up out of here. The climate bill, it was something in there for farmers as well. And this is something that, how did you feel about, them hiring more IRS agents? They say they hired like 80,000 more agents.
I don't really care about them hiring more IRS. First of all, I don't believe there's more. I don't believe there's 80,000 more IRS agents. That's not something that people are just going to school to be an IRS agent. So first of all, what are the credentials for IRS agent? We need to figure that out. First thing first. Second of all, I don't really mind them hiring more, especially if it's got anything to do with them trying to track down this PPP loan stuff and everything like that. But the IRS has a lot of work to do, to be honest with you. They may need 80,000 more people, especially if they're doing what I think they're doing and they're about to, reconstruct a whole new financial system. You're going to need a lot of people involved in this because you're going to need a lot to keep an eye on what's going on out here, because there's a lot going on as far as people's money in their accounts and the money that's not in their accounts. Now, what are they using these IRS agents for? That's what I want to know.
Now, okay, so I'll come in because we got a couple minutes again. So this is my take on it. Mm-hmm. Hiring 80,000 more IRS agents, really, that's alarming. First, it's alarming because if you look at how many people work for the Pentagon, it's only 24,000 people. That's supposed to be like one of the largest world military. When you look at the FBI, only 35,000 people work for the FBI, right? And I could go on and on. Yep. So when you're talking about hiring 80,000 more people for the IRS, that's going to be nearly triple the size, double the size of some of our best agencies that were considered to have around.
Absolutely.
And considering the fact that in this bill, they will be required to carry a firearm and use deadly force.
Whoa.
Yeah.
These ain't IRS agents. These are agents.
Yes. Okay. So, and walk with me. But between the past 2 years and before the pandemic, the IRS, remember, they have been purchasing more and more ammo and guns. And not only that, when you look at this bill, look more into this bill, and because there's also something there for farmers. Farmers won't be able to, especially in the Netherlands, this is where it started. You won't be able to use the fertilizer you've been using. Yeah. They're basically want to restore the earth, to restore the fertilizer. There are certain things you can, they're telling you what you can feed your cow now. They're going to pay you now to stop growing. So what does that mean to make sure that you are on your job? Because they're trying to implement the same bill here. The green bill is basically here. So what does that mean? We need more IRS agents to make sure to monitor your ESG, I believe. You're going to be required to do certain things. This ESG is not planned. There's going to be this digital system that's going to be involved. Yeah. If people think that they're hiring IRS just to make sure everybody's filing their taxes on time and doing that, no, not at all. It's a much bigger picture that's behind this when you look at the situation.
Yeah, that's why I said if they're actually trying to do what we think they are, implement this new system, and especially with this new digital wave of everything that they're going to try to control and enforce, you're going to need about 80,000 IRS agents, not workers, agents. Strap them up with guns and everything. You're going to need that. As we spoke about earlier, America is getting to that point where it's about to hit the fan. And when I say hit the fan, what they want to do and what they can do is turning into two different things. And we all know they're going to do what they want to do. But right now they're only doing what they can do. The question is what is it going to take for them to get to the point where they can do what they want to do versus what they can do? First thing first, I believe, like you just spoke about earlier, start with that First Amendment. Second Amendment. Start with the guns. Yeah. Start with the guns.
Also, okay.
Limit the gun size down, because what we've noticed is the IRS, they're picking up on guns and everything like that, but they're pulling guns away from the people.
So also with this, Biden made a tweet. He said, the future is made in America. Biden, after signing a $280 billion Chips and Science Act. So basically,
Chips and Science, huh?
It's basically, long story short, he wants to manufacture semiconductors here. As we all know, Taiwan is a large manufacturer of the semiconductors.
Yes.
And so Biden wants that done here in America. Wow. Now, my thing is where are we going to get those resources to make these semiconductors?
Taiwan.
Or where else?
Japan.
I'm saying anywhere. Ooh.
Taiwan, Japan.
We're going to have to get these natural resources to make these semiconductors, even if we have to go into other countries unlawfully.
Africa.
We have to, if we have to go where we have to go.
They're going to Africa. Ain't nowhere else to go. Let's just be honest about
plenty
it.
Of places you can go to.
I mean, of course you can, but you know.
Yeah, you can. It's a couple countries I can name that's in the midst of many wars right now where you can go and get this stuff. That's what I'm going with it.
Ukraine being one of them. Probably the main one. Them being the melting pot. Well, I mean, them being the melting pot with all that rich soil they got over there. Absolutely.
Let's see what we got before we got here.
Crazy,
oh, man. Okay. So there was a raging bull. The Commonwealth Games. Basically, you know, they did their dedication.
I watched it the other day. Yeah,
they did their dedication to
Look
the
how God work. We was just talking about Commonwealth. Look at that. I ain't even know you had this pulled up.
And this is over in the UK. So basically they had this ceremony dedicating it to the raging bull. Basically, you know, in the Bible is like that calf. The bull, you know, the Canaanites calf. You know what I mean? The bull.
That still worship that calf.
You know what I mean? And so they had a big worship ceremony for this bull. And they're trying to find somewhere to put it on display.
We'll probably let them put it in Times Square.
You think they're going to bring it overseas?
Yeah. Why not? They brought the Statue of Liberty over here. Yeah, they might as well.
Costa Rica has now banned mandates from the woohoo. Costa Rica's new president frees country from illegal woohoos and mass mandates.
Whoa. Hey, so we can go to Costa Rica now. Free of charge. We go to Costa Rica. We ain't got nothing to worry about. You know, I ain't got to add that special paperwork now. What you saying? Hey, we got another vacation destination, baby.
Right.
Nah, man. Shouts out to Costa Rica. I mean, do what you got to do.
Also, they want to Biden has approved basically Jerusalem to be two-state, you know, combining. I don't know how that's going to work. I've been meaning to report on this for a while, but and it's getting crazy because, you know, Gaza and Israel, you know, they're going at it, shooting rockets back and forth.
Yeah. And now he wants to bring Israel and Palestine together.
Yeah.
And most people, man, people gotta understand what's going on with them folks over there. That's a biblical war that been fought for ages and gonna keep fighting for ages. But the Bible told us the original people from that land isn't even over there anyway. So the people over there fighting, they fighting for no reason, if you want to get honest with them. But if they feel like it's their birthright, go right ahead.
Yeah, and that's basically all I have for the day to wrap it up. There were protests going on in Panama. You know, they did a big strike. The teachers went on strike. Oh, yeah. Workers and everyone went on strike. Of course, they're basically the high food and gas prices and the shortages over there. So that's in Panama. But
did you know there was a teacher shortage in America?
Yeah.
Did you know there really isn't?
Yeah.
So they say there's a teacher shortage. There really isn't a teacher shortage. It's just, okay, there's a lot of teachers left, but they're not being paid. They're not being compensated. And then I've heard a lot of teachers speak about how the disrespect from the children has gotten them to step away from teaching. So long story short, if you're not going to homeschool your child, then teach your child some respect for the teacher. So when they get to school, that they should have some respect, because some of these teachers are being pushed to the line. And they've gone to the line so far that they'll rather work at Walmart than teach some of these children, which is an abomination. Because if we can't teach the children, how are they going to know?
All right, guys, that's all we have for the day. God bless you all. Keep your eyes to the news. Keep your eyes to the word of the Bible. And God bless. Jesus Lord.
Absolutely.